Hey, Derby friends. We are back. This is game number 5. We're on game number 5. I'm Pinky Nonchadero, and joining me on this call, the man of the hour, just played 60 minutes of hard derby with only 6 other teammates. I have Blue Jitsu with me, MVP blocker.
Hey.
How you feeling, Boo?
I'm exhausted. My adrenaline is through the roof, but feeling amped up. I mean, I only get this one game off going up against Flower City, who's very strong right now.
Heck yeah.
So, yeah, looking forward to at least one more game. Teammates are looking strong, feeling strong. Everybody's amped up in the locker room, so getting ready to do it all over again.
Heck yeah. It was an impressive game to watch. You guys definitely, the score wasn't in your favor, but there were calm heads. Penalties were really low, which is impressive when you only have 7 players out there. You know that you can get, like, obviously you're getting tired and you get a little sloppy. You guys really kept it together well, so nice job.
The communication was really well between Terminus and realistically, like, the thing that kept us together wasn't our team. It was, the camaraderie and sportsmanship with Austin Anarchy, but also the crowd really brought it alive and kept us going and was like, hey, we're here for you.
Yeah.
We see everything. The travel struggles this weekend has really got us going, but we're in high spirits.
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
It's awesome. And that's what we like about roller derby. We kind of all pick each other up and, make sure that we're all taking care of each other. In the end, it's competition, but we're all friends, so that's awesome. Yeah, I definitely saw you work in the crowd. Like, you got that lead, and you're like, come on, and they were all cheering for you, so it was awesome. It was awesome to see, and we look forward to more derby action with you and Terminus at 7 o'clock against Flower City.
I just want to give a shout-out to my friends that couldn't make it today. We love you. We miss you, but we're playing it all, putting it all on our hands out there, and we miss y'all.
For sure. Those are all your jammers.
It's truly.
It really is.
Nomad, Black Rose, and a couple others,
Yeah. I looked at your roster and I went, oh, darn, this is a lot of blockers.
A lot of blockers. Here we go.
So we are about to get underway. We've got the Zombies in white with the red blood spatters up against Detroit in the black with orange. Lead jammer out quickly. Young gun there, Bugsy, number 277.
Jack's coming out. Detroit has already played one game today. Jack's looking strong all through that last game. So very excited to see what he can rally up with Detroit on this game against the strong Zombies Pittsburgh B team. Yeah,
and, Detroit also playing with a short roster. So we've got, 9 skating for Detroit. So only just a few more than you guys. Yeah. Oh, Bugsy, nice footwork there. Toe stops around number 37, Eat, Chip, and Die. Gets 8 points and calls off the jam.
Chip and Die and Ghetto really hold the track well together. Even though they spread out just a little bit, they're very strong, very intelligent on where they position themselves. Very, very great duo taking the track together.
Yeah, great communication because they can, while they may separate, they get back together quickly and reform that tight pair there that traps those jammers in.
Pittsburgh lining up in front in a martini formation coming up.
That is Bad Bromance jamming. Lead jammer.
An immediate call-off. What was this about? Bad Bromance is one of the Pittsburgh original skaters, has been with the team since its origin, and has really done a phenomenal job helping build the team and keeping everybody together through the COVID years and doing some fantastic stuff to really amp everybody up and build Zombies what they are now.
Heck yeah, yeah. He took after the first Dawn of the Dead tournament, Bromance took a semi-retirement and then decided that, you know what, I want to get back there. I want to be, even though skills-wise is an A-level skaters, like, you know what, I want to be involved with the B team. I want to help build up the Zombies, make that showing. And since B teams are now sanctioned, heck yeah, let's make another mark in the MRDA with the Zombies. So
absolutely. And pulling together with a lot of the Cleveland skaters as well. They've made a very, very dominant B team, which could actually be a secondary A team. So Pittsburgh Undead has become a wrecking force within MRDA as a whole. So very excited to see how they hold up against all the teams here this weekend.
Yeah, yep. We've got a new skater with the Zombies. Just recently transferred from Black Rose, number 2121 Dangle Sauce, new to our roster, filling out that tall guy lineup.
Yeah. And also Slinging Grits, number 185, coming from Carolina Wrecking Balls. And that right there is a powerhouse duo coming in.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
100%.
We were real excited when Grits was like, hey, I'm moving north and I'm going to transfer.
That's right.
And, you know, and again, Pittsburgh, and I'll tell you, any team that has a junior team in and around you, build those relationships with your juniors. We have so many juniors that have aged up and are skating with the Zombies, and even on the charter team. Next season, the Pittsburgh Derby Brats have 17 juniors aging out. 17. Now, will all of them stay in Pittsburgh? Maybe not, but, you know, that's going to be 17 fantastic skaters that can go to MRDA or WFTDA.
That's right.
So,
Wow.
okay. Interesting. So no official review. There was initially going to be an official review over Detroit not fielding a jammer in time.
Yeah.
And that was pulled back, and so no official review. No one loses their official review. Oh, so
But it looks
interesting.
like there might be a penalty on the captain.
Yep. Zero, our crew head ref and captain of the Cleveland Guardians, out there letting the in-house audience know what's going on with this official review. Zero and Cleveland Guardians did a fantastic job hosting the 2023 Western Hemisphere Cup and decided that they wanted to host their first solo tournament. So here we are at the Roller Derby Tournament 2024.
And massive shout out to the people in the audience. Bring out your dead signs and a lot of zombie-esque merchandise and signs. A lot of fun to watch.
Hey, if you don't have any Pittsburgh Roller Derby merchandise, you should get some. It's pretty freaking fantastic. Bad Bromance with your lead. Hot on his heels, though, is number 19, Timber. Ooh, nice work there by Bad Bromance. Dips underneath at number 25, Jax. Gets those 4 points and quickly calls it off.
Jackson with a close moment there, had his hand up and almost took out number 5 Cutter from Detroit. Looked back, was like, are you good? That was not incidental, so no call. That was fun to watch.
Well, Zombies, you know, trying out some different things here. Sadie Masochist jamming. Sadie's normally a pivot, so, you know, we'll take that star in a pinch, but is gonna feel it right off the bat. And offense there from Paul Barrier clears out that inside. Sadie Masochist, lead jammer.
Jack's playing smart right now with the pivot, waiting for the jammer to come up. That is 0-0 Drift. Drift coming out close on the heels and calls off 0 points to Detroit.
We've got a 16-1 game so far. Zombies in the lead. We're just a few minutes in to this first half. But, you know, we actually never really got through our roster. So just really quickly, wearing the white, the Pittsburgh Roller Derby Zombies, number 13, Kitty Black, number 1357, Hawk, number 172, Jackson, number 195, Slinging Grits, 2121, Dangle Sauce, number 213, Sadie Masochist, 277, Bugsy, 29, Busta, number 3, Candy, 379, Thunderbottom, 510, Bromance, 609, Pocket Rocket, 610, Hef, number 707, Paul Barrier, and number 916, Slaughter. And by the time I got that roster through, Bugsy gets a scoring pass and calls off the jam.
He got some great offense being played by Dangle Sauce on the inside. Really dominated the apex on the start of the apex and got out quick. Playing for Detroit on the black, 0-0 Drift, 1-9 Timber, 2-5 Jax, 2-7 Slamwise Gamgee, 3-7 Eat, Chip, and Die, number 4 Booty Vicious, number 5 Cutter, number 8 G Barbie, and number 8-7 Rice.
Nice Thanks for that introduction to Detroit Bujitsu.
Detroit has some of the biggest blockers that I've ever played against personally outside of Magic City.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun to play against big blockers on Detroit because they're big blockers, but they are very nimble on their feet, and that makes them a big powerhouse.
Yep.
A lot of fun to skate in, but also dangerous to skate against.
For sure, for sure. It's like, back in the 70s, there was always a joke that, the biggest blockers in football would go to ballet so they would be nimble. I feel like, we've got some, ice dancers here.
Speaking of ice dancing, Bad Bromance coming out. Lead jammer status continuing his track. We got a star pass from Detroit. That's 0-0 drift coming out with the star pass. Bromance trying to attack the Detroit wall, keeps the star going, and calls off.
Yeah, number 37, Each Chip and Die, trying to run out Bromance, but Bromance just has that 1 foot ahead and makes the call off.
We got an official timeout. With that, we'd like to thank everyone who helps us keep the wheels rolling in the sport. Officials, announcers, photographers, medics, volunteers, sponsors, vendors, and our fans here today and watching abroad. This event could not happen without you and all of your support. We thank you from all of us to your family.
Yes, thank you. And we're going to give a thank you right now to the medics out there attending to Slamwise Gamgee. Oh, again, we literally, I can't say this enough, cannot do this without the medics.
100%.
All safety protocols, you cannot have wheels on your feet unless there is a medic here. Slamwise up on their skates, rolling off. Hopefully this is a quick recovery for Slamwise. Slamwise is a very important member of this roster. Did a lot of the heavy lifting jamming in the first Detroit game, so hope to see them back up.
And with the short roster, if the smallest injury has to be taken seriously, because if you come down too far in the roster, it really puts a lot of stress and could cause further injury to the other skaters. So every timeout, every injury, every possible injury has to be taken as serious as possible.
Yep.
Thank you to our medics.
For sure, for sure. And long-term health, this sport is not easy, and you want to keep playing it for as long as possible.
What's wrong with us?
Exactly. Ooh, and at number 25, Jax kind of just sneaks in the middle. There was kind of a fray on the outside, focused on Sadie, and Jackson was able to take full advantage. Is your lead jammer, but Sadie hot on Jax's heels. Ooh.
Nice apex jump on the inside of Grits and number 707, Paul Berry.
Oh no, pivot Candy being sent to the penalty box. Candy also was a junior, aged out,
Wow.
played for both the Backwood Bruisers and the Pittsburgh Derby Brats. So, young talent.
Mega Power Jam with Jax coming out. He is on a scoring pass, trying to get as much offense from Detroit, trying to hit everybody.
Yeah, this is a good chance for Detroit to start chipping away at those points. 8 points so far for Jax, while Sadie Masochist stuck in that penalty box.
Great call off by Jax. One thing that we noticed the halfway through the second half of Detroit's last game was against Flower City, they found their rhythm at halftime and started closing the gap really fast.
Yep.
And Flower City had to make a series of adjustments to make sure that they didn't catch up. Detroit did the exact same thing to us in Pittsburgh when we played against Detroit, and we were just like, holy cow.
Yep.
Second half jam all the way through for Detroit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Cleveland does that too. Cleveland kind of might start off a little slower in the first half, but then they're able to quickly recognize what didn't go well in the first half and readjust and catch back up in the second half. So,
Absolutely.
But Sadie Masochist, freed from the penalty box, is completing the initial pass, but Drift is your lead, is in control. Takes out
all over the place.
takes out his own blocker and quickly calls it off.
Seeing a trend with Sadie Masochist, very, very difficult to shut them down. Every jam that Sadie has an opportunity to exit the pack, they're going to exit the pack. one way or another, it is very rare that we find Sadie stuck inside of the pack, no matter who is in that lineup. So, very, very phenomenal skater to watch.
Yep. I think that's, when you are a multifaceted player, so you regularly pivot, block, jam, you have a different mindset. Like, I was always, when I played I'm a blocker. Well, I was a pivot. I'm a pivot. And then when someone was like, you're going to jam, I went, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? So I didn't have the full scope and the sight of the pack, where since Sadie plays all those positions, can see each place and know, I want to go here, so I have to make this move to get that opening to exit that pack.
High track IQ, very easy to exploit any opportunity that they can. It's a phenomenal skater to watch.
I bet you Sadie's really good at chess.
I would not doubt it. I would not play a lot of board games against Sadie, for sure.
Thank you to our track maintenance friends. I'm seeing right-hand man out there. Got to keep this tape down, keep everybody aware where those lines are. Okay, so this is an official review for Detroit. There was a forearm call made on Dangle Sauce number 2021 for the ZomBees. Detroit is actually asking for an upgrade. They would like that to be an expulsion. So they feel that was egregious play and expulsion worthy. So our officials are having a conversation. They will determine if that is the case.
The captains from Detroit making the right call with this. If it was egregious in any possible way, they have to protect their short roster.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That actually came to us as it will not be upgraded to an ejection, to an expulsion. Both benches are going to get a lovely little warning that, hey, calm our heads. Let's keep our hands to ourselves. So the Detroit Riot will not get that call, and they will lose their official review for this half.
But props to Detroit for actually pulling that up and saying, hey, we need to possibly upgrade that. Even if we don't get it, at least it's a nice timeout. Detroit doing a fantastic job. Only 13 points separates these two teams with 8 minutes in. Phenomenal skating by both sides. Very slow, very tactical derby.
And good tactics here. Detroit waiting to jam Jacks, giving them some time. This is where you want to pull out that ace, that clutch jammer. Put Jax up against the young Bugsy. Bugsy coming in hot, gets taken to the infield, has to reset. Jax tries to take an apex jump and gets tapped to the infield. So we're on equal footing here.
Bugsy right now is 100% for lead jamming status, starting under the star. Very, very excited to see this young skater progress in future roller derby, and I pray to God that I don't have to skate against him. My goodness.
You guys are playing them later today, huh? And, I feel like this is a perfect, zombie game to play Terminus and the ZomBees, since Terminus is where we went to hide from the zombies.
Yeah.
and executive producer of Walking Dead, Greg Nicotero from Pittsburgh.
It's like a love story in development here in Cleveland, Ohio.
Terminus, they're going to protect their team against the zombies, protect their jammers.
Watching now, Bad Bromance asking for a little bit of help on the offense. The Slinging Grits running back.
Well, this pack is so stretched out.
Power jam to Pittsburgh. The ZomBees playing great defense right now, keeping the pack defined in the back, allowing Bad Bromance to stretch out a final two-wall out front for another 4 points. Great strategy by Slinging Grits and the white pivot.
Oh, nice work by Jackson coming up in there and just canopering number 4, Booty Vicious, to allow Bad Bromance to pick up those 4 points.
Detroit falling victim to high penalties right now. Could be in a little bit of trouble as we close in the middle of the first half.
Yeah, of your 9 rostered skaters, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, each with a penalty, has had some time in the penalty box. Oh, that was, I said to you, Bujitsu, that was the thing that really worked in your favor. Your short 7 roster, guys stayed clean, you stayed calm, composure, and kept your skaters on the track.
Absolutely.
This is a power jam for Sadie Masochist. Oh, Sadie Masochist.
My goodness.
Nice little tap dance there through, untouched, 4 points.
Such a brilliant skater. Drift doing really well with a 2-wall up front, holding back as much as possible. Sadie will finally get a penalty. So Power Jam goes to Detroit now.
Oh, that's double cut tracks for Sadie. She's got some company with Paul Barrier there. We don't want to be in the penalty box, but we got our teammate there. We can discuss, review. Oh, last hit attempt there by Hef. But Drift able to shake off. Hef picks up 4 points. So far, this jam is favoring Detroit. It's 8-4, and now it's going to be 12-4. 4 more points in the sky for Drift.
Phenomenal play by Detroit, just holding back and not rushing the offense right away. Drift actually went through Pittsburgh wall untouched without any help. That was absolutely phenomenal.
That was a nice block there again by Hef. Caught Drift on the outside, took him out of bounds, and then dragged him back, did that pullback, made him lose track position.
Sadie using the entire track against Jax, making Jax finally slip up on the outside of the apex. 4 points to Pittsburgh.
Booty Vicious heading to the penalty box. Looks like that was a direction. And the last Detroit bout, unfortunately, Booty Vicious did foul out. So hopefully seeing calmer heads for Detroit this time around. Detroit maximizing that jam. That was 16-8 in favor of Detroit. So Detroit sitting at 35, ZomBees at 49. We're seeing the gap being closed here. Anything can happen. We have 17 and a half minutes left in this first half.
And we've already played 11 jams in that, with that 17 minutes left. That's a lot of gameplay, high rotation for both teams.
So they're saying I usually, on my stat sheet, I usually have about 20 jams. I've been up to like 24, 25 as of late. So
that's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. I have to redo my producer sheets because I don't have enough lines on it.
Chris playing a little bit of offense there, trying to hold back and giving just a little bit of room for Bugsy, but Bugsy is brought back thanks to E-Chip and Die. Great apex jump along the actual line from Jax.
It's even more impressive. Apex jumps are awesome, but when you can jump the straight
when you come jump the straightaway, it almost touches your soul a little bit. It's disrespectful, but also awesome to watch.
Yes. It's disrespectful when I'm a blocker, but when I'm a fan watching it, I'm like, this is the most amazing thing ever.
It's incredible.
It's also disrespectful when it's against my team, but that's okay.
Absolutely.
I love everybody. I love roller derby. Oh.
This will be the first jam that we've started with a full rack on both teams. Nobody in the penalty box.
Yeah. 5-on-5, the way that derby should be played.
Bromance coming out, lead jammer status. Detroit quick on the tail.
Detroit fielding Slamwise Gamgee. Slamwise we saw jam pretty heavily in the first of Detroit game. Mostly blocking this time around, but Detroit seeing that there is daylight, reaching out to Samwise to close that gap even further. Oh no, we've got a palindrome. 35-53.
Oh, yes.
35-53. Everybody take a drink. Go and visit our beer box there for Athletic Brewing Company. We would like to thank Athletic Brewing for donating some of their amazing beverages for Roller Derby Tournament 2024. Athletic Brewing is dedicated to crafting delicious, non-alcoholic beer you can join anytime, anywhere with no hangovers and no worries. Stop by that beer box, try one or all four of the tasty options we have this weekend.
I am quite thirsty now.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have one. I'm a fan of Athletic Brewing. Ooh, Sadie rushing there, gets a little bit of a tap by number 5, Cutter. Just enough momentum to send Sadie off the track and forces the call off.
That was a great sprawl there by Slam Wise, just taking a second to be like, you know what, I'm just going to take a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Floor is nice and cold and quite refreshing on the hot bodies of roller derby.
Yes. Yeah, that's... I always like when they play somewhere that's over ice, because then when you're hot, you just kind of lay down.
Yeah, and shout out to Cleveland for not doing this in the old facility that was 1 billion degrees next to the sun.
Oh, no.
Track cut on Bugsy, so this will be a power jam for Jax and the Detroit Roller Derby.
And lead jammer was still open. Jax does that little straightaway hop, picks up lead. So 22 points. I bet you we can get this.
E-chip and die, great offense coming up through the inside of the apex, turn 1.
You know, my ear is tuned, and you said inside, and the way you said it sounded like yinside, which, you know, we're all yinsers in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
He was on that yinside.
Yins.
Yins, guys. Ooh.
Oh, that was so pretty on the outside. Number 707, Paul Barrier got juked so hard.
Yeah. I mean, I almost saw the shock there on Candy's face, like, wait, what just happened? How did that happen? Ooh.
Oh, that was almost so pretty on Bugsy.
Oh, yeah.
Big hit by Slinging Grist, knocking Jax to the outside. Jax is going to take his time coming back and calls off the jam.
Yeah, Filet official calling illegal contact on Bugsy. Bugsy is definitely going to ask about that when this is over. No, not sure exactly why he's being called on that. So, no, I trust in Filet official. Filet official will give the explanation as to what happened there. Bugsy's just like, what? What happened, man? I thought that was cool.
It looked cool.
It looked cool. Definitely looked cool. You know, sometimes penalties are worth it, but never when you're a jammer.
Man, especially when you got to start the next jam with 30 seconds in the penalty box. That is, you know, it's a nice time to reflect on life, life choices. Am I in the right sports? Have I made the wrong decision? Wrong career choice?
Anyone who was in IT these last few days are like, I have made the wrong career choice.
Shout out to everybody traveling this weekend. I hope everybody made it to their destinations just fine, with minimal hiccups as possible.
Yep.
And that there was no major emergencies.
Yes.
Know, prayers.
I did say that I'm not saying the name of that company again, because Chuck Norris told me every time you say the name, a kitten gets injured. And I said, well, that's not going to happen, because I love kittens and I won't say their name.
I will say that, though, there is some great memes that have come out.
There have.
A wonderful from Star Trek said name has... I'll think of it later. I forget. We'll lose his pet.
I had a very quiet day on work on Friday because of it.
That's a bonus. I'm a boxing coach in real life, so that just didn't affect me at all. So
I work for a cybersecurity company.
Ouch.
Ooh, nice teamwork there by Paul Barrier, and throws half into Jax, pushes him to the infield. He has to reset. Nice work by the Zombies, really killing that time, waiting for Bugsy to be released from the penalty box.
Paul Barrier and Slinging Grits really play an outstanding positional blocking, always being exactly in the right place to play zone interference on Jax. Here comes Bugsy. non-scoring or non-initial pass, on-scoring pass. Jackson is reporting to the penalty box. Jackson comes through. Does not have the star on, so he will get 0 points, even though he could have.
Yep.
Big mistake by Detroit.
I get the strategy of the star stash, but you got to get it on your head before you start up into the pack. You have to have that helmet cover on with the star visible to earn your points. And the crowd goes quiet at that point. You're like, oh no.
Great pushing and juking on the outside of the apex. Jax comes through, 8 points, closes up the jab. They are now 4 points away from tying it up on a 2-minute jam.
Oh, and we still have 11 minutes in the first half.
Great power slide by Jax, juking the entire Pittsburgh wall.
Oh, and beautiful apex jump there by Bugsy, right over eat, chip, and die.
Going over the apex over each chip is very difficult. So massive props on the elevation that Bugsy was able to achieve on that jump.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a tall human, and I think Bugsy basically just jumped my height. So, wow, that was impressive.
Closing the gap, 4 more deficit. Really, a 12-8 jam for Detroit.
Yeah.
Only 8 points now separating it from 12 earlier. So Detroit's on a solid run right now.
Yeah, with, again, 9 rostered skaters to a full 15 for the ZomBees. But ZomBees go to their clutch jammer, Bad Bromance. Bromance, pretty sure, has had lead each time he's been fielded, so.
He's close to 100%, I think.
Yeah.
As lead jammer.
No Dangle Sauce heading to the penalty box.
Drift comes out very tucked under I believe that was number 5 cutter from Detroit. Very, very low elevation coming in, trying to get out. There's scoring pass. Bromance calls off the jam for 4 points. Very slow, very tactical, and a lot of fun to understand the strategy between both teams. Even though the scores are close, the gameplay is actually quite intense inside those walls.
Yeah, for sure. Getting a little bit of pack separation right off the bat. That almost felt like the days of knee starts. I saw the pack is here pointing to the front. So great work by Detroit creating that pack separation. But, didn't necessarily work out in their favor as Sadie Masochist out of the pack. First, lead jammer.
Having Sadie go right behind Brad Bromance on the jammer rotation is actually kind of disrespectful to the Detroit walls, but fantastic strategies because both skaters just control the time, control the pack, control the spade very, very well, and understand how to maintain, even though it's a 4-point jam, 4-0 jam, controlling the clock very, very well with everything that they're able to accomplish.
Hey, Chuck Norris, how's that Athletic Brewing beer? Very good. What kind did you get?
I got the golden.
Ooh, the upside down golden. Yummy yum. Thank you again, Athletic Brewing. Ooh, Bugsy using Paul Barrier as a screen. Hops around, lead jammer.
Ghetto Barbie was trying to do everything that they could to maintain control of the wall. I think Ghetto thought that the jammer actually skated out of bounds and recycled accidentally. So that opened the opportunity for Bugsy to get out lead jammer status.
Yeah.
Big hit on the final jam, number 5, Cutter. Bugsy hitting one time, 4 points. Another 4-point separation takes him 77-57, 20-point separation now.
Yep. ZomBees were not a fan of how close that was too close for comfort for them. Coaches Omi and Tot, like, we can't have this. Got to get that score run up. We need a pretty significant lead going into the half. So,
but even without a huge separation in the points, everybody's staying calm, everybody's staying fresh. So this will be a solid second half for Pittsburgh up against the Detroit Wolves.
Absolutely.
Massive sprint on the inside. Detroit coming out. That's Slamwise Gamgee making that inside line look great. And I think that's the first jam of Bad Bromance does not take lead under the star.
Yeah. Yeah, Slamwise coming right in hot at, I believe that was Busta. Calls it off quickly. Oh, kind of questionable. Kind of like, was that legal? You can't, the way they hit, since Slamwise kind of went down with it, but all legal.
Sometimes you just got to turn on the jets and go for it.
Yep.
Full send.
Hope for the best.
Ghetto out now, so that'll put Detroit and ZomBees out. Full pack situation. Sadie out, lead jammer status.
Cutter thought that there was a cut track there, but no. Refs don't agree. Sadie is your lead. Sadie. Oh! Sadie unsure if that skate was inbounds, doesn't want to take any chances. Resets.
Follows the same hole as Jax. Jax unaware that Sadie's right behind, and Sadie calls off.
Smart move by Sadie. Kind of looked back and was like, "Yeah, I got my points. This is just his initial. I'm gonna call it. Cool." This is another game where they're gonna make it hard for us to choose MVPs.
It's insane. It's insane.
Like, come on, friends.
I just need one person to outshine the other. Be selfish for like 3 jams.
Exactly. Come on now. The raccoon paw has come around and stolen a high chew from me. Ooh, Ethan alive.
Wow.
Well, Jax, I'm going by the old name. Sorry, everybody. That was beautiful. Run up on that inside, completely untouched. Lead jammer for Detroit.
Great awareness by Jax, understanding that he had just a little bit of offense being played to give him literally inches on that inside line.
Oh, nice offense there by Busta. Just left inches open on that inside for Bugsy to hop past, keeping this scoring even 4-4. Yeah, penalties definitely racking up. Paul Barrier heading to the penalty box for the ZomBees. It's like being called on a multiplayer there.
The endurance by Jackson Bugsy is phenomenal. No pass, no penalty for Bugsy, but he did pass that final blocker, so we'll get 4 points.
And nice work by Bugsy, keeping this even, just matching Jack's point for point. And Jack's able to get just a couple more there before the end of the jam, keeping Bugsy in the deficit. So that was a 10-2 or 10-8 jam. Detroit's still catching up, and we only have a 19-point differential. ZomBees in the lead at 89. Detroit Riot at 70.
One thing that I just noticed as well is Detroit still has all of their timeouts for the second half. So come the second half, they might be able to slow things down just a little bit for a little bit more breaks. Jackson taking out the jammer, Slamwise Gamgee, but takes himself out as well. So Slamwise out for non-scoring pass, no penalty.
We always got to give love to our jam timer and that 5 seconds. Everyone has their own flair when calling that 5 seconds and blowing the whistle. This has been very intense. 5 seconds.
I miss the days of people calling out fun stuff right before the 5 seconds.
Yes. I do too. I still love when there's a timeout and everyone joins in on the timeouts. With the tapping, yep. Little slide whistle while the timeout is happening.
I haven't seen that in so long.
I haven't seen that since pre-COVID, yeah, for sure.
Since pre-COVID?
Yeah.
My goodness, I haven't thought about that in so long. You're right.
This is definitely a foot race here between Jackson Bugasley. We saw a great matchup with them 2 jams ago.
Jackson looks a little disappointed on that one because Detroit played offense, all pushing to the inside of the track. But in the process, Jackson gets knocked out to the outside of the apex, making one gigantic hole for Bugsy to come through for 3 points.
Yeah.
So big mishap by Detroit there on their offensive strategy.
Oh no, Sadie Masochist trying to break up that wall right off the start, but gets caught up, pushes with forearm, gets sent to the penalty box. This is going to be a power jam for Drift.
We got 2 penalties now being called on, that is number 8, G Barbie. Great toe stop control there by Drift, staying on the inside of Candy Crush. 4 points. Detroit maintaining the wall in the back, allowing Drift to push up in the front against a 3-wall.
Nice control there.
Oh, that was a big hit to Sadie Masochist.
Drift coming in fast. Ooh, nice work by Candy. Gets underneath Drift. Makes enough of a distraction that it slows him up, but he is still able to pick up 4 points. Sadie Masochist with star in hand completes the initial pass, but Drift calls that off. 4 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second left on that period clock. No timeouts called, so actually I see an O in the air. I think we have an official review. Ooh. So that's an official review. Looks like being called by the Zombies. I'm seeing bench coach Omrecker and Captain Pocket out there with AK 40 ounce and Eat Chip and Die.
This is a great opportunity for a timeout.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Brian and the stream team. We are still going. We're working in an official review. It should be intermission, but they called that official review in the last second. Oh.
Which could make the start of the second half very interesting. Let's see what it is.
White is seeking a low block penalty on a black blocker right at the beginning of the jam against the white jammer.
Okay, so that is the Zombies seeking a low block penalty on a Detroit blocker that happened right at the beginning of the jam. So the officials are going to review that and tell us what that decision would be. I mean, that's still going to end play, though, for this half because it wasn't, called in time to actually get another jam there. So
yeah, no additional jam. However, that 12-0 jam that Detroit just shut down on Zombies brings that score up to 13-point difference.
Yeah.
So if they can start with a power jam in the second half where everybody is fresh, huge opportunity.
So
there was no impact, no false.
Okay, so the referees have determined that there was no impact made in the game play, so there will not be a penalty called on the Detroit blocker. Zombies lose their official review, and we actually do get another jam in here.
Some more 12 seconds came up on the clock, so we're going to get a 12-second minimum jam.
Ooh, and Detroit coming in this extra jam here with lead. Again, Bad Bromance not used to being in second place. It's going to come up with quite a lot of speed, but that inside line, just enough open for Jax to hop over Kitty Black and Thunder Bottom. 4 points.
Bromance got knocked to the ground, and Detroit actually recycled out in front of him.
Bromance getting a little bit of a bean dip there under each chip and die, making sure stable on the skates. Matches those 4 points. But Jack's coming up hot, picks up a couple more points, calls it off quickly before Bromance can enter the pack for another scoring pass. That's 6 points for Detroit in favor of Detroit there, 6-4. Detroit sitting at 89. ZomBees hits the century mark, 100 points. This is still anybody's game. Getting you all fired up for your next game.
The anxiety. Man, my goodness. Yeah.
So, just that game in Erie is a doubleheader. The ZomBees actually will be playing Erie Roller Derby's All-Stars, and there's going to be a second matchup, the Bombshell Bombers versus the World, August 31st. Doors open at 4:30, first whistle at 5:30.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I love that. I always like hearing about roller derby in new places. Yeah, Detroit, Atlanta, Pittsburgh, great. But these smaller, I shouldn't say smaller, but less populated communities coming up, like Kalamazoo back in the day with K-Town Shakedown.
Yep.
Phenomenal event.
Yeah. You think, most people think Pennsylvania, we're such a big state, but it's Pittsburgh and Philly. And sometimes we're like, oh, Harrisburg, they're in the middle, you have to pass by it. Everyone forgets that there's a gigantic state around us.
Absolutely. Atlanta's Georgia's the same way. You got Atlanta, but you've also got Muskogee and a bunch of other small, fantastic teams all around Atlanta that kind of goes, unfortunately, unnoticed.
Yeah. Quick jam there. Quick call off by Bromance. Picks up 3 points, calls it off. Yeah, we're lucky in Pittsburgh, we're in the southwest corner of Pennsylvania, and kind of have that tri-state area where Pennsylvania meets Ohio, meets West Virginia. So you've got in Pittsburgh itself, you've got your WFTA, the Steel City Roller Derby. You've got Pittsburgh Roller Derby with MRDA. Then across the border in Ohio, you've got the Ohio Valley Roller Derby. Go south, you've got the Morgantown Roller Derby. So there's enough kind of in and around that we all kind of pull from each other, so to speak.
Burning River too.
Burning River. If you come up here into Cleveland, you've got Burning River and Cleveland Guardians, Erie Roller Derby. So there's quite a range of derby with even in just a 2-hour range of the north.
That helps every team, regardless of level.
Yep.
A lot of gameplay.
I mean, we're close enough to State College. A lot of our referees go out. Filet Official and Jam Burglar have gone out to State College to help ref. We kind of come over into Ohio, help Akron. Some of the junior derbies, Crooked
Akron,
River.
yeah,
Yep, Crooked River is the junior team.
Lehigh Valley's not far, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh, Dango Sauce again. Jamming, hoping for another big 22-point jam, but gets taken off, has to recycle to the back of the pack. Just what Detroit wanted to get Jax out. Jax is your lead jammer.
Now, hopefully Detroit can shut down Dango Sauce. Good push, good efforts to hold Dango Sauce, but Dango Sauce is just too powerful. Penalty being called on number 4, Booty Vicious. So that will hurt the next Detroit wall.
Yeah.
Starting jam number 13. Pittsburgh taking advantage of the short wall coming up with that Bromance jamming. So this is going to be Pretty intense moment for Detroit as Pittsburgh is running away with the score a little bit.
Yeah, we have a 50-point lead for the Zombies. We're 14:51 left in the half. I mean, a couple 20-point jams, if the Zombies were sitting in the penalty box, could bring the score back in, within the grasp of Detroit. But Zombies are going to do everything to fight to keep their jammer out of the penalty box.
Absolutely.
You can't score points if you're sitting in the box. No butts in seats.
No butts in seats. Zombies right now, they're not too penalty heavy except for a few people. Taking the team timeout right now, focusing in on what they need to do for the rest of this second half. Simon Geze facing off against Bad Bromance, but Bromance does have, he's only going against a very powerful 2-wall from Detroit, so let's see what Detroit can come up with right here.
Nice walls stacked up right on that jammer line. Bad Bromance splits right through the middle of that pack. Easily is dubbed lead jammer. Slamwise not far behind, at a half a lap.
We got fast roller derby happening though. Bad Bromance won the beat, jumps turn 2. Great call off of 4 points. And official review being called now on Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So while we're here in Cleveland, Ollie's Gift and Ship discovered a delight range of giftable accessories, jewelry, souvenirs, and more at Ollie's Gift and Ship, an all-ages store with convenient and affordable shipping services in the Cedar Lee District in Cleveland Heights, right here, not far away from us. Shop in store and online at Ollie's, that's OLIES gift.com, or follow at Ollie's Gift on Instagram. Fantastic folks up there.
Yeah. I like this little Cleveland Heights neighborhood that we are in. There is lots nearby, so many walkable places. The after party tomorrow is going to be down the road at the Bottle House. Bottle House has some awesome meads and ciders, so quite a nice neighborhood that we're in. We like Cleveland Heights, and we thank them for being here. Okay, so what did Fighting Girlfriend tell you that's going on out there?
So it sounds like they're looking for a track cut on the Black Jammer from the last jam.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. So intense in the auditorium right now.
Anxiously awaiting, nail biting.
So yeah, Cleveland Heights, I've always loved coming to Cleveland Heights versus the old facility that Cleveland used to host at. The one thing that I did notice is not a lot of hotels, but some wonderful Airbnbs with Airbnb hosts. Okay, so they will not retain the official review. They did notice that there was no position gained on the opposed track cut, so no call stands.
Yeah, and the Zombies will lose their official review for this half, so they cannot question our referees again.
Now, Zombies are in a little bit of trouble because we got 14 minutes of gameplay. They got 0 timeouts. Now they've lost their official review.
Yeah.
So Detroit has the opportunity to really take control of the final second half of this jam, or this half.
Yeah. Just got to keep clean play. I mean, we've got several members of the Zombies sitting with 0 penalties whatsoever. There is one person who shall not be named who I don't want to jinx, but is an important member of this rotation that has no penalties. So, and
forearm penalty being called.
And Bugsy.
Power jam to Detroit. My goodness.
That's penalty number 6 for Bugsy.
We tried.
I'm crying zombie tears. Oh my goodness. Zombies cry blood, right? No, that's vampires. Vampires cry blood. Oh, and number 25, Jax. Little hop, skip, and a jump. Lead jammer. Everyone's watching intently.
I absolutely love what Detroit just did right there. This is a great offensive strategy that I've seen a lot out west with Denver and California, where jammer hits first, blockers hit second, and allow the jammer to dictate where the offense is being played. Awesome play by Detroit right there. Oh no, is that number 7?
Yeah.
Oh, Bugsy, no.
Head in hands, crying.
So this will be 45 seconds. Oh, Jax calls it off. So we will start the next jam with a power jam, as Bugsy has apparently fouled out. I'm rooting for you, Bugsy.
I am.
Phenomenal jammer. A lot of fun to watch. Can't wait to play with you later on in this weekend.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. Bugsy asking Zero for clarification on that last call. Wasn't exactly sure. He agreed with that penalty, but Dango Sauce going to replace Bugsy in the penalty box, finish out his time, and will be the jammer of record at the start of this next jam.
Now, just because Dango Sauce, for our new followers to Roller Derby, Dango Sauce will not be charged a penalty starting this next jam. But to be aware, Dango Sauce is sitting on 4 penalties as well, so you've got to be a little bit careful for 12 and a half minutes of gameplay to make sure that they don't lose 2 of their star jammers and really miss some opportunities to close out this game.
Yeah, we may see, I would think it would be smart if the Zombies put Sadie back in the rotation. We haven't seen Sadie jamming this second half. And Sadie was pretty clutch in the first half. Not really in any penalty trouble. I only had 3 penalties in jams 7, 11, and 25 in that first half. So, might be time to throw Sadie back out there and help continue to increase this lead and shut down the Detroit Riot.
If they're not careful, 34 points separates the Zombies right now, which is a comfortable separation, but man, Detroit has come out with some crazy, crazy plays recently. Great strategy, great defensive work. So very, very curious to see how this closes out strategy-wise by Detroit, and they take advantage of these high penalties from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Bugsy, again, your jammer sat in that penalty box 2 jams in a row. Okay, so as I'm standing here, we're close to the penalty box. Dango Sauce sitting in the box on behalf of Bugsy. Crew head ref Zero coming over to advise that Dango Sauce being ejected from the game. Zero's going to give us some more details. Okay, so basically, some insubordination there with the officials being ejected from the game. So
that jammer the announcer's curse just took full effect with 2 jammers.
So sorry.
Oh my goodness.
So sorry.
So yeah, there it is, folks. 2 major players for Pittsburgh Zombies immediately removed back to back on the same jam.
Yep.
So Detroit really has a great opportunity now to take advantage of some stuff. That bromance coming in.
That bromance is like, I don't want
cautiously
to.
Coming in.
Can we sage that penalty box? Does anybody have a way to clear the curses that are apparently happening if you sit in that seat?
All the bad juju needs to go away very soon for Zombies.
Yeah, not good.
Now the good thing
all.
about Zombies right now, like they've got a stacked roster where a lot of folks can jam. I've seen Jackson jam. I've seen Grits jam in past games, past events, other lifestyles.
Hawk jams. Hawk is also a jammer. I've seen Pocket Jam. I've seen Candy Jam. So yeah,
they're not hurting for jammer rotation. But my goodness, what a turn of events.
That was not at all what I was expecting. You know, Danglasauce just kind of sitting there, and Zero came over, and I heard that you were being ejected, and I went, what?
My goodness.
Yeah. Crazy. So, I mean, you know, we're briefly talking about how this has been the best game of the day so far. Wow, this really is, there's so much going on here. Jackson and Grits battling it out at the front. Nice blocking
offense
there. Beautiful by Booty Vicious. Just clears away Grits and allows Slamwise Gamgee to get lead jammer. Ooh, and Slamwise goes toe-to-toe with Grits again. Both go down. Slamwise out of bounds. Has to recycle back behind the pack.
Bad Bromance coming up through the middle. Grits on the ground again. And a forearm being called on Booty, so this will be a power jam now for Pittsburgh. Both teams getting a little bit intense right now with the bigger hits now. So we're live. We're here.
That was a battle of wills between Grits and Slamwise. We saw basically 3 big hits between the two of them from turn 2 to turn 3 that ended up in that forearm penalty for Slamwise.
Grits looked up at the officials too. Will be like, "What's going on? You guys gonna call this or no?" 7:07 coming to the penalty box. That's Paul Barrier. So a little bit of an opportunity now for Booty to take advantage of. But this is a 2-minute jam. We got 30 seconds left. ZomBees stretching out that lead just a little bit.
Ooh, nice little hop there, and then run on those skates by Bromance. 4 more points, increasing that lead 16-4 so far in this jam number 15?
Jam number 15.
Yeah.
Now Slinging Grits. Slinging Grits, a little frustrated possibly from all the big, possibly unnecessary hits from the ZomBees. But things are definitely getting heated on the track right now.
Yeah, for sure.
My goodness, like I would not want to be either jammer.
No. I think the ZomBees feeling a little pressure right there, losing 2 of their jammers back to back. So, you know, out there playing a little, you know, they always play hard, but playing just a little bit harder, feeling like there's something to prove.
100%.
You know, while there was no lead, Bad Bromance picks up 18 points to 8 for Detroit. Sadie Masochist. Yep, there you go. I was hoping. Each other, eye and eye.
This could be a very, very short jam with Jax coming out in front.
Ooh, Sadie, beautiful hop and calls it off. Woo! And does everything that Sadie can do to prevent contact with Colin M. Fairley.
That was a big, big disconnect on the Detroit wall. Detroit was watching their jammer Jax, waiting for an opportunity to play offense on the solo Pittsburgh player that was on the track and was not paying attention to Sadie as Sadie made the apex jump. Big, big error from Detroit right there. Pittsburgh with 2 players on the track. That's Jax out, lead jammer. Jackson has re-entered the pack as Bromance is recycled back.
Jackson immediately in position, steps aside, lets Bromance through, closes out that inside line.
Candy with a nice little offense play against number 5, Cutter. Positional jockeying. 610 has been released from the penalty box half right at the last second, so big hits, big plays, a lot of things happening on the track, getting super active, and it looks like we might be getting possibly a team timeout here in a second.
So Jackson being called on illegal contact, Zero kind of explaining to him what happened, and as he's skating away, Jackson is just kind of, you know, making eyes at Zero, and Zero goes, I don't like that look. and I can see the eyes, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be on the end of that look either.
One of the best parts about playing with so many of the officials, and you know, a lot of our officials out here are actually skating members of other leagues. You know, so yes, they are here to judge us harshly on penalties and things and making sure we're all safe, but we also have this good camaraderie to where, yes, they are under the whistle watching us skate, but we do have a lot of camaraderie and appreciative of Zero for all the roles that he plays in the roller derby world and community.
Yep. Yeah.
We might not always like him as a zebra, but we definitely appreciate him.
Yes, for sure.
A lot of skating out of bounds. We have a white jammer at the beginning of the jam.
Okay.
The officials did not see the white jammer out.
Okay.
That's a rare call to actually be called. So they were looking for a skating out of bounds on the white jammer. They did not see enough of a situation to actually initiate that penalty. Skating out of bounds as an official is really, really like the gray margin on that is very fine.
Yes.
To be able to call that effectively and say, yeah, they did skate out, or they did make contact, or it was intentional to avoid a hit. So, interesting situation.
And it's funny because, you know, back in the Derby Dino days, I remember that being a regular penalty. Like, people would, you get called on skating out of bounds pretty often. And it kind of seemed to go, you know, out of the wayside, and seems the season I'm seeing it happen more often, more calls for skating out of bounds, like intentionally skating out of bounds to avoid that contact. So, seems like it's having a resurgence amongst the zebra community. But Sadie, attempts an apex jump, gets caught there by number 4, Booty Vicious. I think Booty Vicious felt that in her booty, so holding the back a little bit there. Sadie recycles back, has to come back in behind Eat, Chip, and Die.
I thought Jax was going to call it off there for a second. Big apex jump on the inside of Jackson. Oh my goodness, that had so much air behind it.
So I want to know what kind of cross-training Jax does, because, you know, so much work in these 2 bouts with their short roster doesn't look an iota bit of tired.
No, it's
ridiculous. I need to know. I mean, did he eat his Wheaties?
Well, Sadie too. I mean, Sadie has powered through the Detroit walls like nothing, you know, and I love Sadie's skating style because they approach a wall in like almost in the mindset that they don't want to be touched, so they push from side to side, separating the wall very nicely to create opportunities to go through very, very effectively. It's a fun thing to watch Sadie.
Ooh, and Sadie just jukes to that in, runs up the inside line. 4 more points for Sadie Masochist. 12-8 advantage to the Zombies.
Eat, Chip, and Die has left the penalty box, so I think we're going to start off a 4-on-4 pack for jam number 19. 12-11 jam for Zombies, still up by 45 points.
Close into 6.5 minutes left in this bout.
Folks, if you're not entertained right now, I question your mental health status, because this has been one insane game to watch, but also to be able to call.
Yeah. Thank
goodness.
you, Boo, for joining me. You know, that horrible outage messed up your flights and took you away from game 1 with me, but you know what? It totally worked out, and you got the best call, I think, to be on.
Man, I tell you, like, it worked out in our favor to say, you know what, we're going to scratch the flights, we're going to drive, we're going to suck it up, and I'm really glad we're here.
Yeah.
This really is going to be a hard weekend for us, but
worth every
super
second.
Fun. Worth every second. I've never had a bad experience coming to Cleveland for roller derby.
Agreed. I'm wholeheartedly with you. Bromance, just keep walking, keep skating, tapping those hips. I am calling this off. Somebody blow the whistles. This is over. Let's get it going. Only picked up 1 point there, while Detroit picked up 4. Zombies 188, Detroit 146. I mean, again, 42 points.
Detroit with 2 timeouts still.
Yep.
So they have opportunities to slow this down just a little bit.
Oh, yeah, and a change up in the jammer rotation. We've got number 1357, Hawk, donning the star.
I believe this is the first time Hawk has jammed, correct?
Yeah, in this,
First or second, maybe?
first time for Hawk. Hawk's been in that blocker rotation. But, oh, God, both of these walls are just stopped. Neither jammer getting any love. They're just trapped. Candy released from the penalty box. Going to go in there.
Also.
Oh, beautiful. Nice from Candy. Puts that shoulder under E-Chip and Die. Throws him to the outside. Frees Hawk to get lead. That's amazing.
That was a great battle by Candy right there against Barbie. Phenomenal one-on-one blocking to shut each other down. Candy Crush, one of the smaller frame skaters for Pittsburgh, really still a powerhouse to show, like, you don't have to be a massive player in MRDA to be effective.
Nope.
Candy Crush has done a phenomenal job. So you know, and this is a lot of fun too when you get a lot of skaters that are intimidated when they come into MRDA and they're like, I don't know if I'm going to be strong enough to go against guys like, you know, Paul Barrier or, you know, some of the bigger skaters like Rice, E-Chip and Die. But all you have to do is focus on your own ability, trust in your power, trust in your stamina, trust in your endurance, and trust in your teammates.
Yep.
And the smallest person can shut down an entire wall. It's
Absolutely.
phenomenal.
I mean, you know, it's the physics of it. You get that person in the right spot, like Candy got that shoulder kind of right below the armpit of Chip.
The
and
unhappy zone.
Exactly, and just pushed and moved him exactly where she wanted. I mean, I will always say one of the first bouts that Brain is going to go into sleep mode. We had one of our juniors age up, and first game was against Chicago, the Bruise Brothers.
Okay.
And that's a big team.
They are big.
They're tall, they're solid, and kind of got out there and was a little bit intimidated, didn't kind of know what to do. And then one of the, later in that year, at Dawn of the Derby, one of the best videos Hit Squad took is going up against Chicago and doing the and right underneath. I was like, dude, you are amazing. So, you know, once you kind of figure out, I might be physically smaller than you, but I can either outsmart you or I can use physics to my advantage.
100% of the time.
Yep.
Jam number 21 underway. Bad Bromance under the star for Pittsburgh. Lead jammer status for Pittsburgh as they are juking and jiving all over the place to shut everybody down. And speaking of Candy Crush, holding back the Detroit Jammer very, very well.
Ooh, that's just a wrecking ball of skaters there. Bad Bromance just pinballed off of everybody to get out of the pack, call it off. E-Chip and Die came sailing over here. I felt the walls shake when he hit the boards over here.
That was a big hit.
It was a big hit. And my brain came back to me. Smalls was that skater. So old lady moment where I'm like, where am I? Who am I?
What's
so many
happening right
people.
now?
Exactly.
Oh yeah, roller derby in Cleveland. Cool. Thanks.
Oh yes,
Stuff.
I am. I'm in Cleveland. That's where I be. And again, thank you, Cleveland, for having me. Thank you for selecting me as your tournament head announcer. I have the privilege of talking into this microphone about this great sport and bringing on new friends to announce with me, like Bujitsu, Truck Norris, Tot, my favorite Cashman. So, you know, this has been awesome. Oh, this is going to be a double penalty for Sadie Masochist.
What's
Yep,
crazy,
for Sue.
Sadie actually had lead jammer status, and then Booty Vicious got out in front to shut it down. I didn't see what either of those penalties was.
It looks like they're being called on an illegal procedure, so...
Oh, the lead jammer status was taken away, so now the
Yep.
lead jam goes to Jax on Detroit.
Jack's having to go up against the captain, co-captain Thunderbottom. Ooh, nice work here. Slowing down Jack's.
Booty
Beautiful
Vicious being
tripod.
called on destruction of pack.
Thunderbottom tapping Jax out, but also steps out of bounds, so Jax is able to step in front. But still great control by the Zombies on Jax right now. Hef drawing Jax back, forcing the call off.
Jax was really awesome. Like that, there was a great moment right there at the end, right before he called it off. He was very patient, very cautious of what was happening, and then just exploded to the inside of turn 4. But that hole quickly closed. The explosiveness of Jax is absolutely phenomenal on how they get through. It just after second game, a minute and a half remaining, 196-150, Jam 23 about to start. This has been a wild ride, friends.
And we've got Drift with the star. Hopefully the Zombies can keep their wall together and drift behind them as Sadie Masochist is freed from the penalty box. Stays on those toe stops and inbounds is your lead jammer, Sadie Masochist.
Cutter almost had an opportunity to knock her out of bounds, but Eat Chip and Die was able to keep them in play. Oh, but didn't keep them in play that time. Sadie Masochist out 4 points. And they have crossed the double century mark.
Johnny Pepper, I know you're watching. How many buckets?
Nice little poses. Sadie Masochist skates off. That was phenomenal.
We're getting a Detroit timeout, team timeout, good time management.
Now, before Pittsburgh was the Pittsburgh Zombies, they were Pittsburgh East Roller Villains. I played the very first their PERV game
Yep,
when
the
they
Blue
played
Streaks.
the Blue Streaks against Collision to be sanctioned finally. And being able to play that game with Pittsburgh against Collision and seeing where they are now has just been a really fun venture. Seeing them grow, seeing them come together and become the absolute dominating powerhouse that they've become today. So cool to watch.
Yeah, those core members that were part of the Blue Streaks and then started Pittsburgh Roller Derby. You know, you've got your key members, Tot, Honcho, Dozer, Nitro, Wheelie Rider, you know, bringing that together, creating this team. Tot has been a fantastic interleague coordinator, arranging those games, making sure that Pittsburgh got the sanctioning games they needed to become MRDA. And, you know, literally, Pittsburgh Roller Derby got together, had their first bout against Cleveland, were set to go to a dumpster fire-esque tournament so that they would get their sanctioning, and then that damn pandemic happened.
Yep.
Oh, wow. We're seeing an Eat Chip and Die jam. An Eat Chip and Die is your lead jammer. Sends Hef flying.
Not just the jammer, but also lead jammer. I would not want to be the Pittsburgh Wall as E-Chip comes in
for
a scoring pass.
I already saw Hef eat Chip. Ate that inside line there, inside the infield. But that is the end of our bout.